Monday night, Labor Day, the final game. Here it is. It's the much anticipated college football head coaching debut of Bill Belichick, the hoodie, Chapel Bill, whatever nickname you want to call him. Hugh Hefner, walking around with young chicks, a.k.a. Jordan Hudson, if you want to go that route. But whatever you want to call him, he's now the head coach here of North Carolina. TCU, North Carolina, Monday night, 3.5-point road favorites for TCU, 56 the total in this game. And we both like TCU. If you go back to the Big 12 preview, we both like TCU. We like Josh Hoover at quarterback. We think the offense is going to be pretty good this year for this TCU Horned Frogs team. Defense is always the question because, again, last year they had some issues, but we expect that side of the football to be somewhat better this year for the TCU Horned Frogs. So they are a team to watch for, and they've taken a lot of money. This point spread opened, believe it or not, way back. I'm just looking back, late May, I should say. North Carolina was a 2-point home favorite. You've now got TCU, a 3.5-point road favorite here in this game. So there is a lot of, we ain't buying this bullshit and hype with Bill Belichick that arguably the greatest NFL head coach of all time is just going to swoop in here to North Carolina, clean it up, and they're going to be awesome right away. There's obviously a lot of sentiment that is not going to happen here for North Carolina right off the hop. Like I said, I like the offense for TCU. The defense struggled last year, but it has potential to be very good here. And like I said, I didn't like Andy Avalos as a head coach, but as a defensive coordinator here for TCU, certainly he's got some capabilities and a group that returns a lot, from last year. When you look at it, they were actually decent in the secondary last year. And, of course, they're very good along the D-line and linebackers compared to last year as well. So, and Andy Avalos, second year now for him as DC should help that, no doubt. So I like TCU. Problem is, do I want to forget? Because I did bet them like when they were a dog, and this was a long time ago. But my goal now is that number's gone. I've got to tell you what you should be doing now with the number being 3.5. And I think at 3.5, I'd pump the brakes just a little bit. I know there's a lot of anti-North Carolina. I know it, but you're still asking a guy that had tremendous. How many years in the NFL did we hear Bill Belichick off a bye week, and how great he was off a bye week? Now again,
can the defense improve? Yeah,
right.
With him, he's a defensive guy. Yeah,
you got to act like Bill Belichick's off a bye week here, because and the bye week is the whole off season. If you're the greatest, one of the greatest coaches we've seen in the NFL in history, then I should have some level of faith and belief in you to use this entire offseason, all these months, to have a singular focus on game planning and scheming and getting your team ready for this first game of the season at home against TCU. I think that's probably worth something. And that's why I'm not saying, hey, who cares that you're getting a bad number? Go ahead and still take TCU, because I'm giving Bill Belichick the benefit of the doubt here, C-Mac. You're this big-time head coach in the NFL for decades. You were very good off a bye week. You were always thought of as a coach to be leery of facing when he had a bye week with extra time to prepare. Well, this is the ultimate bye week. You've had all off season, even with all kinds of new faces, all kinds of new personnel to get ready for this game. And let's see what you can do with it, Mr. One of the greatest coaches of all time. Let's see what you can do with it here, because in theory, there's supposed to be a spot where you're supposed to do well because of your success in the NFL off a bye week. Now, the question is going to be here, there is a shit ton of new faces. Like, he really tore it down and trying to build it back up again is what Bill Belichick, and for that matter, the GM, his buddy, who's along for the ride, Michael Lombardi, who we've seen on VSiN all these years, is tasked with trying to fix this.
GMs in college football. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy? Yeah, welcome to the new world. But yeah, Gio Lopez. I like Gio Lopez, South Alabama. Very good quarterback. But now you're going to the Power Four. Are you going to be able to bring it like you did there? That's going to end up being the question. right now. And there's going to be pressure on Gio Lopez to play well. Great numbers last year. You can't deny it with South Alabama. 65% completions, 2,500 passing yards, 465 rushing yards. He can run. Great ratio, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Great numbers. But can you bring that now to the Power 4 level here for North Carolina? We know what we're going to get. Pro-style offense. He's bringing NFL concepts, NFL, approach to day-to-day practices and all that. And it's going to be run the football a lot, rely on the defense, going to slow things down. It's a lot different from the offenses we saw under Mac Brown at North Carolina. So right away, my first thought was, you're going to look at unders with Bill Belichick here now at North Carolina. My only concern with that is TCU. I still think of more as an over team, but I also think of TCU this year as a team that's going to take a big step forward on defense. Like, I think Josh Hoover and the offense is going to be really good and put up points, but I think the defense could actually really take a big step this year for TCU. So I understand, CMAC, why this total has gone from 59 to 56. It's gone down a little bit, and I think there's people seeing that with Hoodie at the controls here for North Carolina. Rely more on the defense, a little more methodical on offense, and run the football more. So we'll see how that goes. I think when you look at it, they really focused on the trenches, Belichick and Lombardi, as far as improving this team. They've got a few good starters back. They also went transfer portal heavy to shore up and add depth to the offensive line. We will see how that goes. They like, obviously, a couple of the weapons they have at receiver, North Carolina this year as well, including, of course, Kobe Paysor. So it'll be interesting to see. He's a very talented receiver. We'll see how that goes there for him. And, of course, Belichick, a defensive-minded coach by trade. It'll be fascinating to see if he can get this North Carolina defense to be better, because that's always where the problem was under Mac Brown, was the defense for North Carolina never was that good or good enough. And obviously you would think it's going to arrow pointing up for the defense under a guy like Bill Belichick. And when you look at it this year, there's a couple transfers that they hope will help. The D-line should be solid because the D-line is what they really put a lot of their resources into in trying to improving. I think there's a few more question marks as far as linebackers and secondary for North Carolina. I think that's where they're a little bit more vulnerable. You find a quarterback that can throw the football like a Josh Hoover, there could be some trouble against this TCU passing attack. But up front, they could be solid, North Carolina. But what I would say right now is, as a guy that bet TCU as a dog months ago, CMAC, I would lean the other way right now.
What price did you get?
Plus 1.5 on TCU.
Plus one. Okay.
Yeah. Plus 1.5 on TCU. What I would say right now is I really would consider a middle right now. I am actually thinking about middling this and taking North Carolina, because the one thing I cannot overlook in my mind, maybe you guys can, because maybe it's going to be that big a fucking rebuild job for Bill Belichick here, and a guy that's obviously never coached college football before. But the one thing I can't overlook, CMAC, is the one thing I have a problem with Sonny Dykes, head coach at TCU, is I don't think he's the greatest X's and O's guy in the world. Not the greatest. And you're going to talk about these two coaches having months to prepare. I got to give some kind of an edge to Belichick. I have to, based on what we saw from him at the NFL level. And I think that's significant enough that maybe taking plus 3.5 points now has to be the way to go if you're going to bet this side. But what do you think, CMAC? It's there's going to be a lot of people watching. It's Bill Belichick. People know him. All the friggin' headlines off the field with his young girlfriend that he's got now, kind of running his life, running his affairs right now. It's pretty hysterical to see the way Bill Belichick's personal life has gone the last couple years. Crazy. And that is going to add to it, I'm sure. But yeah, a lot of eyeballs will be on this one. Labor Day, Monday night, CMAC. What do you think? TCU, North Carolina.
I think if you like to middle it, you don't mind the 3.5. But I think you get it live. I think TCU could go up and you could catch North Carolina, bigger points. We'll see. But I just think TCU should have success moving the football. That's another thing. Like, how much of this defense is going to change? I don't know. They were very good. They lost a bunch. His son, his D coordinator, is like, all right. I think he's
He
rolling
just
off
hired buddies,
his name.
hired family members, relatives, kids, and buddies. That's who he hires on his coaching staff. That's what it's starting to feel like. Yeah.
So, because one thing, most teams got to 30, even in home games for North Carolina. But James Madison scored 70 on them. They were at home, I think, in that game, weren't they? It was a home game.
Oh, it was a terrible. I remember they just got embarrassed defensively last year in that game. Terrible.
And that's what the team total is. I mean, it should be right at 29.5, I'm thinking.
70 points. It was a 70-50 loss September last 50. Year.
Crazy. But Hoover, the guy just throws it around the yard. It's like playground style. The guy just slings it. He's got – the offensive line has a little bit of question marks, but he can move around well. And they got good receivers. McAllister's good. They got a few transfers that'll work too there. And you talk, TCU should be improved defensively. That's one I got to see. Like, you're like, this could be one of the better defenses in the Big 12. I got to see that. Well, that's – wow. Like, I don't know about that. I think middle of the pack at best.
Sunny Dykes has had one good defensive year with TCU, and it was the year they got to the championship against Georgia. And even then, a lot of their stats were misleading that year. I remember.
A little bit. Yeah, of course. So, I mean, you got that number, I think, is good because I think TCU wins this game. I just wouldn't lay the 3.5 now. I just look to the team total. You got to think they're going to get enough in this game, bottom line. But you talked about, I mean, at least it's a different game for real. It's not pro football, but he is definitely going to slow it down. He's going to run it. I mean, that for sure. I know Bill Belichick, he's going to do that. That's happening, especially with Gio Lopez here at the helm. So, but I just have him struggling. In the end, I don't think they can stop TCU. So this game, believe me, everyone will be watching it. I'll be watching it. So, I just look at TCU now with the 3.5 because I think in the end the game could be close, and I don't trust the defense that they could probably get to 30. It's just how much does North Carolina maybe slow this game down a little bit?
Which they will.
That's another one. Yeah, that I think they will too. But I still think this offense at TCU will be efficient enough to score on North Carolina. This would be crazy if it was just low scoring and their defense playing well early. Who knows? Maybe that young chick he's got he's brought his focus back. The X's and O's.
I like what Nuke Worker, by the way, I met him on Saturday. We were with Jimmy the Bag and company down at Woodbine Racetrack in Toronto. Great to see everybody. It was a fun day. Can't wait until Hoodie finds out his honey is blasting his quarterback.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shock me.
True. It wouldn't shock me either.
She seemed at the beginning to seem like just this nice little sweet little girl, and now we're finding out she's a bit of a tyrant. Bit of a tyrant.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
He's definitely not an idiot.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah, I thought maybe Bill just found this, a lot of things in common, this nice, innocent, young little girl, and now we're finding out, boy, she's throwing her weight around now. Holy fuck. Look at this. Who's wearing the pants in that fucking relationship right now? I don't think it's Hoodie.
Bill just like, in that interview, he was just sitting back like, hey, talk to her. Like, that's what
I know, yeah.
That's my 20-year-old broad.
She's laying the law down right now. That's probably the stipulations of the relationship. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, shout out Nuke Worker, everyone that we saw in Toronto on Saturday. Jimmy the Bag and company there, the Slatsy and Sam Calmer and Gogster. And like I said, great turnout. Mike Richards, a longtime radio guy in Toronto and Canada. So yeah, it was great. Great to see everybody down there. That was a lot of fun on Saturday at Woodbine. All right, we have reached the end. We are finally wrapping.
We did it.
It's our longest show of the year. We'll never, ever in a million years be going this long, the other shows, but this is always the longest one because there's so many games through the week, this very first week. But appreciate you hanging out. We can't give you more than this. We've given you almost 4 hours of college football for week one. If this isn't good content, in your opinion, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say at this point. Yeah. James
Give us a like.
Yeah, hit the like button. Yeah, my voice is going on me too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Talking so long. James A, Nuke Worker, Andrew G, Canes Nation, Old E. Appreciate everybody. Goryan Minkovsky, Ross Pitts. Appreciate Andrew G, Jorge Herrera, Talk Sports with JT. Good to see you. Sports Money, Mike M, Chris Warren, Carlos Facenda, T Moss, Sweet Lou, Kong's Clips. Hell of a week, 6-0 sweep for Kong's Clips in college football last week. Way to go. Great start. Timothy Haight, Colorado Bull. We appreciate everybody joining us here in the chat. That's it. We're out. There's no MLB show today. It will be back.
Do you want to give it?
MLB. But anything
back tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give it. Oh, if you guys do us a favor, shout out to the guys that already done that. Give us a like or a retweet on the show. Like that's other than the like here. Yeah, I don't think we asked for much. Shit. So if you guys could do that or like on, just our posts on our games. But Phillies Mets, I'm on the under 8. I don't know if there's a ton of 8s left. I think that game is low scoring. But one more here, I'll give that. If you give that a like and a retweet on X is Orioles. Give me the Orioles playing better baseball at home. I'll take them here. Red Sox, lost finally. And I think kind of be a little hangover spot.
Sunday night baseball.
Yeah, Sunday night baseball, sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But go ahead, let it rip.
I think so. Plus, they had their hands full with Baltimore just recently at Fenway.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's not a bad spot there, in my opinion, with Baltimore there. As far as for me with the card, it's not a great card tonight. There's only a couple that I'm really loving as far as the board is concerned tonight in this game or on this card. I like the over in Atlanta, Miami, just because Cabrera's and Strider. I don't know what's happened to him. He's been just blown up here. 3 straight starts.
He's hittable.
Yeah, I lean Miami too. Miami in the over with that game. Braves and Marlins. Definitely am interested in those two in that. What else have we got here? I'm off Milwaukee. Milwaukee's starting to finally come back.
We said it was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Give me Hunter Green, Cincinnati, underdog here against the Dodgers as well. Cincinnati playing great. Dodgers off. They did lose the series 2-3, but they did salvage the last game yesterday to at least end the series tied with San Diego for first in the NL West. So there you go. A little bit of the Cincinnati side maybe here with Hunter Green. And Reds playing good baseball here of late. And remember, they're not out of it. They're only a couple games still out of the final wild card. So still lots on the line for the Cincinnati Reds. So I think they're worth a shot as well. That's about it. Like I said, it's not a card that I'm as in love with here tonight for MLB. There you have it. Great stuff. For Connor Mack, I'm Ian Cameron. Hit the like button on the way out. Enjoy the games and good luck this week. And we will be back tomorrow on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for the MLB edition of Hitting the Books. Until then, class dismissed.
Peace.